All right, practice number 7. We got Nico to Dylan Sampson. Running backs working on catching the ball out of the backfield. That's going to be really big moving forward just because our offense spreads you out so much and we can run the football. We know that we do that well, but being able to add, running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield is going to be a really big factor in putting more pressure on opposing teams' defensive coordinators. Dylan Sampson, they call him Sam. Okay, he's probably going to be the starter for this team this season. Right here, you see him. Okay, this is an option route. So basically, it's going to be an in if the player on defense goes to the outside, and then it's an out like we're seeing from Deshaun Bishop. And that's a really nice catch if the defender goes to the inside. So this is huge. This is pretty much what our offense is in the passing game. It's all option routes, and somebody should always be open. Now, right here, we got Charlie Browder. We call him Chucky B, doing a good job at tight end, working on blocking, okay? And we've said this so many times, but the tight ends inside of our offense do a whole lot of blocking, and that's Ethan Davis. He's projected to potentially be one of the starters. He's definitely going to get a whole lot of playing time next to that man right there, number 19, in Holden Staves, who's our transfer from Notre Dame. Now, watch him go through this. He looks like a veteran, and that's beautiful work, okay? He goes and he attacks that sled very similar to what you would see an offensive lineman do. And this is the offensive line right here. We've got Big Lance Hurd and Shamrod Umarov. They look great, okay? Outside of the fact that Sham falls down right there, but that does happen. We see Big Lance laughing about it, but that does actually look good, okay? So I feel good about the left guard position, and Jordan Matthews, right here, we're working on staying on top of routes, and he looked pretty good right there, okay? We've seen this drill a couple of times indoors, right? And this is not really necessarily working on the releases. It's working on staying on top. Christian Conyer looks like he might be a little bit sore, okay? He looks a little bit stiff, a little bit too high in his back pedal. He's got to work through that soreness. That's where we're at right now, okay? It's the start of week 3. And this guy right here, Marcus Gorey Jr., who is a true freshman, he looks pretty good doing that, okay? He's got good size. He's got, pretty much prototype size for a cornerback, and this is that man, Ricky Gibson. He's going to be a starter, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. He is more than likely going to be one of our starters, and you can tell why just in going through all these drills. He does it with textbook fundamentals. Look at that. Boom, boom, beautiful feet. Does a really good job of stemming and continues to stay on top of the route. We saw that whenever we were looking at his film from high school. So I'm very excited about this secondary. I can tell y'all that these cornerbacks, it's going to be a whole lot tighter coverage than what we saw last season. And this is Jalen McMurray. That's our transfer from Temple. He doesn't stay on top of the route. And I don't know if it kind of switched to a trail technique for some of these guys, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much inexcusable. And we are getting a really good look in this drill, but that's pretty much inexcusable in a drill where, whoever you are guarding isn't even going full speed. You've got to be able to stay on top of the route, especially if you know that that's the whole point of the drill. Now, this is beautiful from Marcus Gorey Jr. This is why I think that he could play star, because he's very physical. This is just working on getting off blocks. Boom, get off the blocks, shed to the outside. That's what you're going to see from the cornerbacks because they have to maintain that outside leverage. And it's size, it's length everywhere. Jamar McCoy, that's the other dog, or we got a whole lot of dogs, but that's the other starter, I should say, for our cornerbacks. Look at the length, look at the size. Okay, he's actually taller right there than Ricky Gibson. Looks like he's about 6'2"-ish, maybe closer to 6'3". So whole lot of length, whole lot of speed. And then Idris Farouk, who is another true freshman in that secondary at safety. Jordan Thomas right here, we're just working on blitzing off of the edge. Okay, so these may be, well, it looks like this is a multitude of different positions, but maybe these are more like star players, because our star players will be able to blitz a lot because they're pretty much already in a good blitzing position. But we're seeing safeties, we're seeing corners going through it all. And then there's Coach Inge, our linebackers coach. Heard some great reviews from him so far. Everyone loves him, and you can see he does a whole lot of teaching. This is very important. I love this from a football coach because it's not so much about the rah-rah stuff. It's about teaching players how to play with proper technique. Now, Eli Purcell, who is I believe, walk-on transfer from Walford. He looked pretty good going through that. Keenan Pili, we already know he's going to be one of our starters. We need for him to stay healthy. But he, to me, should be a high draft pick in this year's NFL draft. Or, I'm sorry, in next year's NFL draft. And then Edwin Spillman, he looks good doing it. We can see him right here going up against Jeremiah Thielander. You can see it looks like Edwin Spillman is bigger than Jeremiah Thielander. And JT had a huge season for us last year, as a true freshman. Now he's a sophomore. There's a whole lot of youth in this linebacker core, but it's a whole lot of talent as well. And I'm just proud of everyone today. I think that we looked good so far, and we will and get to my thoughts, okay, my full thoughts of spring practice, day number 7 with, maybe some more clips from some different outlets and things like that, and obviously some more insider notes. But as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all in just a minute. Thanks. Peace.